Good morning students. In this lecture we will be solving sum number 11 of subsidiary books. Let's have a look of some.
From the following transaction prepare sales book and sales return book in the books of account of Pratibha Furniture Mart.
Here we need to prepare sales book and sales return book in the books of Pratibha Furniture Mart. Now again it is here also it is not mentioned whether columnar or columnar subsidiary book or simple subsidiary book, that is sales book, sales return book. So we will be making simple sales book and simple sales return book. Let us see the specimen here. Sales book of Pratibha Furniture Mart, as usual 5 columns will be there. Date, second column name of customers, third column outward invoice number, LF number and amount rupees. And in another book, that is sales return book of Pratibha Furniture Mart, format will be like date, name of customers, credit note number. Okay, when goods is returned by customers, we issue them a credit note. So credit note number, LF and amount. Okay, so let us see all transaction one by one. Transaction number 1,
2018 September 1, right? Goods of rupees 10,000 at 10% cash discount sold to Rajesh Furniture Mart. He has paid and half amount. We are selling goods of rupees 10,000 at 10% cash discount. So be careful while applying cash discount. Here it is cash discount and transaction is credit. So cash discount will not be applicable. It is a credit transaction. If it is trade discount, then we will apply immediately. Cash discount is applicable on cash transaction only. So simply here we are selling goods of rupees 10,000 to Rajesh Furniture Mart. Okay, so straightway it will be recorded in sales book 2018 September 1, say Rajesh Furniture Mart account rupees 10,000. Okay, second transaction says dated 5, goods of rupees 8,000 at 10% trade discount and 5% cash discount sold to Pushpa, credit period 1 month, bill number 130 sent by adding rupees 100 of labor charges. Simply we are saying this transaction is a transaction of credit sale of goods. Okay, so it will be recorded in sales book. Now the amount of the transaction is 8,000 rupees at 10% trade discount and 5% cash discount. First of all, we have to ignore cash discount, only trade discount will be applicable. Now 8,000, 10% trade discount will be applicable, the amount will come 7,200. 8,000, 10%, 800, 8,000 we will deduct 800, we will get how much? 7,200. So here it is in sales book, Pushpa account, bill number 130, 7,200 is the amount. Moreover, she paid half the amount, not actually half the amount. Labor charges are added to the bill, rupees 100. So that for that we will be writing a note. Labor charges rupees 100 will be recorded in cash book payment side. Here it is assumed that the labor charges which are added to the bill we have paid on their behalf. On their behalf means on the behalf of our customer we have paid. So it will be recorded cash book payment side. It will be recorded cash book payment side. And earlier to this transaction there was a transaction of Rajesh where he paid half the amount. Right, we have sold goods to Rajesh and he paid half the amount. We have sold goods to him for 10,000. So for that also a note will come that half amount rupees 5,000 received will be recorded in cash book receipt side. Okay, so this first one is about first transaction and this second one is about the transaction 2 which is on date 5. Let's see the next transaction. The next transaction is on date 12. Goods of rupees 4,000 sold at 10% trade discount and 5% cash discount.
Here it is not mentioned to whom goods has been sold. Clearly this indicates that this is a transaction of cash sales of goods, and as it is a cash sales of goods, will not be recorded in sales book, will be recorded in cash book. So we will be writing a note. Here it is transaction number 12 dated 12, cash sales will be recorded in cash book receipt side. Okay, next transaction. 15 date, goods of rupees 5000 is returned by Rajesh Furniture Mart. Goods received back, thus sent credit note number 16. Now earlier we have sold goods to Rajesh. Now out of that goods he is returning goods of rupees 5000. Rajesh Furniture Mart, he is returning, they are returning goods of rupees 5000. Now this is sales return for us, so we will be writing in sales return book. Here it is 2018 September 15, today's date when the transaction is given. Rajesh Furniture Mart account 16, and that is what 5000 is the amount. Okay, next transaction. Date 20, a old machine sold to Manju on credit for 3000. Credit period is 1 month. No doubt this is a credit transaction, but this is a credit transaction of sale of assets. Sale of asset means it is not a goods, so it will not come in sales book. Again we will write a note because it will be recorded in journal proper. So here it is old machine, that is an asset sold on credit, will be recorded in journal proper. Okay, next transaction. 22 date, goods sold of rupees 30,000 at 5% trade discount to Harish. Invoice number 136 sent by adding 5% GST and 200 labor charges. Okay, here we are selling goods of rupees 30,000 to Harish on credit. Okay, so that will come in sales book. 5% trade discount is applicable. We will apply 5%. 30,000. 5% of 30,000 will be 1500. We will deduct that amount. 30,000 minus 1500. We are going to get 28,500. So here it is 22 date Harish account outward invoice number 136 and 28,500. Now moreover it is given that 5% GST is added and rupees 200 is added for carriage. So friends, here 5% GST rupees 1425 we are debiting to customer's account. We are debiting to customer account. This much amount we will be collecting him and we will be paying to the government as taxes. That's a different thing, but right now these things we are debiting to his account. So this thing will be recorded in journal proper where we will debit customer account and we will credit GST, that is output GST. Okay, so 5% GST 1425 will be recorded in journal proper. Moreover, rupees 200 for labor charges which are added. Again, as I told you before, here we will assume that those labor charges we are paying on his behalf, right? That's why we are adding in the bill, right? We are paying, so it is our cash is going out, will be recorded in cash book. Okay, we'll come to know about this in detail when we will be learning cash book, the next chapter. Okay, now come to next transaction. Sold goods sold of rupees 20,000 to Nita on credit of 1 month. Trade discount is 10% and cash discount is 10%. Here we are selling goods to Nita or goods of rupees 20,000 at 10% trade discount. Okay, so as it is a credit sale of goods will be recorded in sales book. So here it is 23 date Nita account, 20,000 is the goods amount, 10% trade discount is applicable. 10% of 20,000 will come 2,000. We will deduct 2,000 from 20,000. So 20,000 minus 2,000, 18,000 will be recorded in amount column. Okay, next transaction. An order for goods of rupees 15,000 is received from Mukesh. So we very well know this. This is a non-financial transaction, non-economic transaction. Just receiving an order from someone is not a financial transaction, so will not be recorded anywhere. We'll write a note about that non-economic or non-financial transaction. So here our sum comes to an end. Now we will be making total of our book. The total of per sales book is 63700, 10,000 plus 7,200 plus 28,500 plus 18,000, 63,700. And in sales return book only one entry is there, 5,000. So the total will also be 5,000. This means the 63,700 will be credited in sales account in ledger, and rupees 5,000 will be debited in sales return account in ledger. This is the scenario of the sales return book and sales book. Okay, so this was all about sum number 11. In next video we will be doing sum number 12. Thank you.